Hey, it's Necktie. Welcome to episode 73 of Road to 5 million. And in this episode, I'm going to once again explain how I'm an idiot. Let's get into it. The reason I'm an idiot is because we're still going to California, but we're going to a different location. However, we still have the same cargo. As you can see up here, from Billings to Santa Maria. If you remember, at the end of the last episode, we were going from Clifton, Arizona to Redding, California. So, Recon sent me a Montana expansion update, and this is no fault of him at all. It's just me being an idiot and wanting to, when you get a new upgrade, let's upgrade, right? And not thinking about it. And he had changed the file names, which then caused a content change in the game. Again, not his fault at all. Knowing I was on a load, I shouldn't have done anything, right? I should know better. But obviously, it takes me a bit. Anyway, so what I did is I took this load so basically what I did was I searched for that same load going to California and paying roughly the same amount of money. This one actually pays 30,000 more, something like that. Anyway, so it was coming out of Billings. So then what I did is I figured out roughly how far we had left to go. Because if you remember right, we stopped right here, just west of Flagstaff, and we had roughly 12, 13 hours left to drive in this episode. So that's what I did. And yes, I used the dev console. I didn't drive this because this is all we missed right there. So the route took us down here and then this, which I've already been on. So I know, not ideal, but it is what it is. I'm a moron. On to bigger and better things because Chris, I'm just going to call him my painter for right now. I'll come up with a better title for him. Anyway, the one that's done this skin and others, which, again, 1 January, Sunday, if you're available, around 2 to 3 o'clock Central Time is when the stream is going to start. More than likely around 2. Subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll get notified if you're interested. That's when a lot of these are going to be debuted. So I'm going to show him on all the trucks he has done so far. That will also be the day that you guys will be able to get them on the Steam Workshop. Long story short, he watched yesterday's episode and I received a message on Discord last night at 11 o'clock my time. He saw that episode and wanted to do something. And I'm going to show you what this guy did. It's amazing. He actually did a couple of things. First thing, notice I don't have an air freshener tree anymore. He made a custom hanging item with the Cecil Mega Pack. That's the first one. The second one is he made me a personal scheme, but I talked to him today and we've kind of been going back and forth the last couple of hours, but this is what he's come up with now. And these will be available to anyone, just as the other ones are. So, for example, I may as well just show you this right now. I'll show you again on Sunday, but for the Ruda glider, paint scheme 1 is the stripes, right? And you can change the base color whatever you want, but you're going to have gray stripes, gray lettering, that sort of thing. The second one is a solid color, so same thing without the stripes, right? See these two here? Yeah. So did that on both sides. And then for the solid color one, we went with it on the doors. So yeah. And he's going to do that for, in the amount of time we were going back and forth tonight on Discord, he actually got the Ruda glider done, the W900 done, and the 362P. Now, I know some of you are like, but all of those are paid. Yes, I know that. Don't worry. The SCS trucks some are done. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But yes, anyway. So, guess what we're doing? Oh, I guess I already had that black. And the beauty is, it's only $1. So look at that. So again, big thanks to Chris. Amazing individual. Who would have thought I'd have met such a cool dude by starting a YouTube channel that lives in Poland? So we're going to confirm that. And then we're going to get our butts in gear. And the good news is we have, as you can see up there at the top, we have 55 hours and 47 minutes to get this there. In game time is 41 minutes. We probably are going to have to stop short and take a nap because according to the game time, it's 13 hours and 40 minutes. And obviously with me screwing around, flying around, and getting to Billings and all that crap, I wasted like 2 hours.
Turn right.
Okay, I gotta do two things here. I need to clear that. There we go. So yeah. I'm also trying to figure out why this trailer.
After 100
Anyway.
yards, turn right. Turn right.
I'm not gonna make excuses. I'll just start turning properly. How about that? Oh, and I don't know if you can, since that's still up, some of you are probably like, didn't he have like 400 and some odd $1,000 in the bank? Yep, sure did. And you're probably wondering where that money is, huh? Yeah, well, I may have bought something today. That you may see in a upcoming episode. Actually, not may. You will. Speed limit's 80. What am I doing? The one time I can legitimately go 80, I'm going driving like Miss Daisy. Look at my instant fuel mileage just tank. Quick update on Mom before I forget. Still in the hospital. I got an update today, which is Monday the 26th as I record this. Still in the hospital. I'm probably gonna have to be there a couple more days. They had to give her 2 more pints of blood today, so yeah, that's basically the update. I mean, there's not much more to... Just a lot of hoping, praying, crossing fingers that things turn around. Excuse me, sir, would you mind getting the hell out of the way? Because you're literally going 65 in the left-hand lane. I wonder if he's on his cell phone. He's probably texting. Sending a text. Since I was bitching at him and I'm not passing anyone, I'll go ahead and get over in the right lane too. So anyway, about my purchase, because I have a hard time keeping secrets. I learned today that you can have one of your hired drivers, you can swap trucks, and basically if they're on a load, say they have like 24 hours before their load's done, you can swap trucks and the game just fast forwards time 24 hours like you're sleeping, and so in that amount of time all the other drivers still make the money, and you know what I mean, so it just kind of fast forwards until that driver you want to swap with is empty, and then you swap trucks. I didn't know that's how you could do it. So that being said, I'm like, well, if I'm buying another truck, even in real life you wouldn't buy a truck and just let it sit at the terminal, right? Because it's not making any money. That was just a wasted purchase. So that's what I did. I sold Robert H's truck for $86,000. And then I turned around and spent $215 on a decked out... What the hell's up with the graphics there? On a decked out Kenworth W900 highway killer. And yes, it's another John Ruda truck. But it's sweet. And I configured it for heavy haul as well, so, well, heavy haul / oversize. I'm only going to, as a matter of fact, I'm assuming you guys heard that as well, if you heard that beeping. I apparently turned a speed limit warning on Truckee app accidentally. And it's apparently set for 80 miles an hour. least we know it works. So anyway, yeah, I configured that in a what is it? It's a 8x6. I believe it is what it was. Anyway, it has a third axle in front of the back tube, for those that don't know, but it's liftable. And then it also has the ramps on the back. So more than likely what I'm going to do is permanently hook that to, for example, the trailer I'm pulling right now, which is Ruda's Lowboy. And then if I feel like hauling oversize or something like that, that's the truck I'll do it in. Maybe second guessing upping the traffic density to 1.5 as well. If this Crete driver would read that sign back there that says slower traffic right lane, that would be great. Do I have somebody to the right of me? I have an ambulance now. Although this is the problem in real life. I mean, I would slow down right now and flash my lights to let him know he could come over. He may or may not if he's paying attention to his mirrors. But a lot of times that happens. You'll get over in the left lane to pass a car or something because they're going slow, then they'll speed up, and then all the other traffic goes from behind you over to the right lane, so now you're stuck out in the left lane looking like a jackass. Ask me how I know. And as I've said before, and you guys have probably realized by now watching these videos, that I don't need anybody's help looking like a jackass. I can do it all on my own perfectly well. Speed limit 55. Okay. I should probably slow down. There's probably a reason it's 55 through here. For example, these tight curves. Probably a good reason. Yeah, I may have to bump. Don't hit that switch. I almost hit the wrong switch and disconnected my trailer going 60 miles an hour down the interstate. Yeah, I may have to adjust that traffic back to 1. And it's not so much that it's frustrating me, because I don't mind the realism. Yes, it's frustrating, but it's real. It's more so that I'm seeing way more stuttering than normal because of all the traffic that has to be pushed through the graphics card. And again, it's not the graphics. I've got a damn 3080. It's not the graphics card, but anywho. Chevy square body. Ooh, Vegas discovered. Look at that. Y'all want to head to the strip? We'll lose a bunch of money. Fun fact, I don't know if I've ever told anybody this, but my first duty station was Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. For those that don't know, is at the end of Las Vegas Boulevard. North end, obviously, as you're headed towards the interstate. Yeah, so I was 18 when I got there. Turned 19 a month after I got there, but I've literally been kicked out of every casino in Las Vegas that they had at the time in 1992. And if you think you're gonna tell the security guard that you're just going to the ice cream parlor on the other side of the casino floor,
Keep right.
yeah, you're still not gonna.
Yards, exit right ahead.
You're still not gonna be allowed to walk through the casino to the other side.
Exit right ahead.
You'll be politely asked to leave the premises
Keep left.
and go around. And honestly, it's not worth it anyway, because let's say you did win big or whatever, but caused enough attention to get people over there and everything, or you had to do something right, they're gonna check your ID. And if you're underage, guess what? You're not taking that money home. They're keeping it. I like how the center line is deciding it wants to be dotted as we get closer. The dreaded California. 55 mile an hour speed limit. And for those wondering what I did in the Air Force at that time, no, I didn't fly a jet. I didn't even work around jets. I was security forces. At the time, it was security police. Because we were split up into security and law enforcement. Obviously, law enforcement were the ones that, you know, patrolled the base and in the cop cars. Security were the ones that drove around on the flight line protecting the planes, but I worked out in the weapon storage area where the bombs were, making sure nobody stole them. And it was a priority A area, which I think is called protection level 1 now. Anyway, it's one of those that have an outer fence, and then you got like a 60-foot gap, and then you have an inner fence. But in between those fences, there's all kinds of sensors and all that crap. The inner fence has sensors. There's cameras. Yeah, so I was a alarm response team member as a young airman. And basically what that consisted of is anytime there was an alarm, that place is huge, by the way. I think it was 1.5 miles, no, it was more than 1 mile. I can't remember how many miles around the perimeter was. I think it was more like 6, now that I think about it. I could be wrong. But I know we had 6 alarm response teams that consisted of 2 of us, a leader and a member. So you patrolled a certain section of that, so if there was an alarm, obviously, in your sector, you had to respond. You know, do a visual, things like that. If the alarm didn't clear, you had to get out and what we used to call run the alarm. Yeah, and then we had 2... I wasn't always on an alarm response team because we also had security response teams, which we had 2 of those, I think. And they were responsible for the whole area. So they basically split it in half. And those were 2-member teams as well. They basically were backup if we needed. And then we also had fire teams, which there were 2 of those at the time. 4-member fire teams. That if shit were really to get bad, they pull up in their up armored. They were peacekeepers at the time. But I was also a part. It just all depended on wherever, you know, you would typically rotate on where you were put per shift, depending on your certifications and qualifications. But I was heavy weapon certified, so I was on the fire team quite a bit as a 60 gunner. And I worked mids too, so. And I think we were working 12-hour shifts at the time? I can't remember. Really, do you really have to come to a complete stop to turn? Actually, no, we weren't working 12-hour shifts at the time. Maybe we did for a little bit. But I know I went to work at like 11 at night, was guard mount or something like that. And we were off at 6, I think. Anyway. I don't know, it was a long time ago. And then after that, I was only there 13 months. And then I went in and put on what the Air Force calls a dream sheet. And the reason it's called a dream sheet, for those that don't know, you basically put a list of bases you want to go to. So that's why it's a dream sheet, because it's just a dream, because the Air Force is going to put you wherever the hell they need you. But I went in and I put down code 88, which I don't know if that's still a thing, but at the time that meant worldwide remote. So I basically volunteered to go on a remote anywhere in the world. And lo and behold, like 2 months after me putting that in the system, I got orders to Osan, Korea. You want to talk about a good time. Especially when you're not old enough to drink in the States, but you can drink in Korea. Goodness, yeah.
Keep left.
I honestly think there's about a month solid that I don't have any recollection of, but I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying. I don't think soju is regulated over there. I'll just say that. Because one night you can just, have a bunch of soju and feel fine. The next night you could have a couple drinks of soju and you don't remember your name. Dang, he must be heavy. Excuse me, sir, you should be in that right lane as well. My year was up in Korea. I went to Grand Forks Air Force Base, North Dakota, and worked in the missile field there. And then that closed. They closed the missile field down. I think because of the START Treaty or something like that, Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. And so when they do mass closings like that, they have assignment teams come in and you get to go meet with the assignment team depending on your, they do it by rank. And luckily by the time they got to me,
turn right.
There were still some pretty good choices, and that's how I ended up at Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina. And that was just as they were transitioning, well, not really transitioning, they were combining security and law enforcement into security forces. So that was my first assignment as a law enforcement individual. Thanks, sir. that's where I put on E5, Staff Sergeant. So I was on the desk. And by on the desk, I mean
Keep left.
the title is Security Forces Controller. The civilian equivalent of that is a dispatcher, basically. So basically command and control as well.
Keep right. After 50 yards, exit right ahead. Exit right ahead.
And then I did that for, I don't know how many, was I on flight a year? And then I got a back office job, as they call it.
Keep left.
I was the non-commissioned officer in charge of the pass and registration section. So basically, the office you go to get your vehicle registered on base and get a DOD sticker, which they don't do anymore, and also get a line badge issued. And then I think I did that position for a year, and then transitioned into personnel and information security. So I managed all the security clearances for the base and making sure people had their security clearances submitted, and, you know, all that stuff. Trained all the unit security managers. And it was at that point that I had a life decision, because I actually had an OTS package put together, ready to submit, even had my commander's signature on it, to apply to be an officer, right? And then one day I thought about it, and I really thought hard on why I wanted to be an officer, and really the only reason was because of the money, because they get paid more, right? Actually, it wasn't, I take that back, it wasn't OTS, because I didn't have my bachelor's at the time. What the heck was it? I think it was Bootstrap. I don't know, there was a program, anyway, whatever.
Keep left.
But then I decided to just retrain. And that's when I went into the retraining office, and they basically told me that if you want to retrain, you need to retake your ASVAB. Because when I originally took my ASVAB, I took it in high school. And we all know how that goes, right? So I retook it, and I mean, basically scored high enough to where I could kind of do whatever I wanted, I guess. But that's when I put in for intelligence operations. So that got approved, and I went from Charleston to Goodfellow Air Force Base in Texas for, dang, how long is that school? 6 months? 8 months? Something like that. Anyway, I was in Intel school when September 11th happened. We actually watched it on the TV.
Keep left.
And when I graduated Intel school, I went back to Charleston to the Operations Support Squadron and supported C-17s. that's where I went on my second TDY ever.
Keep left.
Over to Germany to support all the airlift going into Iraq and Afghanistan. My first deployment was back in 98 for Operation Shining Hope to Tirana, Albania. And you want to talk about a deployment? That was no shit. Like, we were like the first ones on the ground in Tirana to secure the airfield. So we were literally living in green tents like you used to see in MASH. Sleeping on cots. And before CE came in to build showers, we took a porta potty and gutted it. And then set a pallet on top of it, and you would use water, you'd put water bottles, or I think somebody got sent a water bladder for camping that you could fill up and then sit out in the sun so, it was nice and warm, the sun would heat it. Yeah. And that was one of those that we had no idea when we were going home. I think we were there like 65 days, something like that. I guess I should stop yapping so much and figure out where the hell I'm going to rest my little head, because we've got an hour and 21 minutes before we have to sleep. Although I would think we could make it. It says 3 minutes in game time. Or, I mean, 3 minutes real world time. Oh, no, in game it says it's going to take an hour and 2 minutes. Alright. Should have planned that out before I left. Rookie mistake. I'm not seeing anything on the GPS up there that would even indicate a rest area nearby. These flipping trucks are not helping matters. Although I forgot, we are in California, so the speed limit is 55. Yeah, I know I'm tired, thanks. Thanks for popping up on the screen to remind me, because I would have never gathered that with the yawning. Santa Maria. I almost want to go right, but I don't see anything over to the right. Is there really no... I saw a gas station.
Turn left.
And a service thing. But if we don't sleep here soon... Man, I'm gonna have to drive all the way over there just to sleep. Okay.
Turn right.
The question is, can we make it in 8 minutes without getting hit? My apologies, folks. As I said, I should have done this before I even left. But hey, you're gonna get a nice tour of Santa Maria as we come barreling in it. Oh, only 5 miles an hour over the speed limit.
After 100 yards, turn left. Turn left.
One minute. Oh, 0. It just went to 0. Turn left. Oh, it's one of these. Crap. It's just a service center, which is going to be fun turning around in, and their gate to get in isn't usually that fun either, especially when there's cars coming. Just keep going, dude. But you're not going to, are you? You're just gonna completely dork this up for me. Okay, fine. That's one of those drivers that I just kind of like to walk up to, and if they had their window open, just smack them upside the head and then walk away. I'm still gonna hit that, aren't I? Son of a bitch. You know what would also be awesome? Is if traffic would just freaking keep on coming by and not letting you do anything. I'm not gonna be able to get out of here. Hey guys, look. I made it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Problem is, I have to decouple from the trailer to go over here and sleep. And for those of you that have no clue what I did, I hit pause record and I did the dev console and moved myself over there, and that's how I did it. Because I wasn't about to sit and fight with that for 20 minutes. And thankfully, I wasn't on an external contract, because if you're on an external contract, you can't do that. What the heck was that sound for? Game, if you would stop popping up shit when I don't want it, that would be great. Really? That's why you're popping that up? Because I drive over the freaking thing? You know, most games have where you can turn off like all of that shit, right? Not this one. Now we gotta jump the curb over here, because I'm pretty sure if we don't, we're gonna end up hitting the trailer on the friggin'
Turn
fence.
right.
That's close. What you get for trying to, you know, scare me.
Keep right. After 50 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Still hit it. I didn't button hook it enough.
After 100 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Delivery zone. Good lord, game.
You have reached your destination.
Surprised it doesn't have us parking there. I may have just completely dorked this up. Kind of. Okay. I know I've talked about this before, but I had my wheel turned that way. It's like the truck can't get under that trailer fast enough. It's my mission to figure this damn trailer out sooner or later. Okay, so right now, me getting under it should stop it from coming back out. Okay. Alright. Okay. You're just an idiot, Ty. That's really what it comes down to. But as you can all see, as I mentioned before, about 90% of backing being the setup, yeah. My setup was not good at all. Alrighty. Pay me. I'll take it. And leveled up. Look at that. Perfect. Back up to 580. Look at that. It's like I didn't even buy the truck. And we have some more. Y'all want to see the truck? I'll show you the truck. I know it's been going an hour, but hey, think of it this way. It's your bonus for hanging out till the end. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Would you like to see it up close and personal? See these ramps right here that I was talking about? See how they ride right up to the fifth wheel? There she is. I wish I could paint the stacks, but you can't. You can only do chrome. So there she be. Beautiful. And he's still sleeping. That's also why I picked him, because he was sleeping. I didn't want to take somebody else off the road, so it kind of worked out. Anyway, 580, 570 in the bank. Oh, 382. So, what is that? 580, 570, so we roughly have 200,000. Roughly. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, episode 73 comes to an end. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Until the next one, y'all take care. Bye.